Greetings and welcome, fellow citizens. Today on the upgrade path we are going to be looking at the Hull A. So that's coming right up after this short intro sequence. Okay, greetings and welcome, fellow citizens. As I said, as a quick little run up, we've just been doing pretty much every month this year. We are upgrading some base ships to see what we can get by the end of the year. We have already upgraded to, say, like an X-Wing or a Scorpius. We've got the Expanse upgraded to. We've upgraded previously to the Pisces, and now we've upgraded that Pisces to the Hull A. There are quite a few others, that still need to be made. I need to make videos on, which I haven't made yet, but that's simply because I haven't had much time to make them yet. But I want to try and see if I can get these last level videos out. So today we are looking at the Hull A. Okay, so we did actually get a comment from one of the actual developers of the Hull A, and I just let them know that we purchased the Hull A, and we managed to get this little quote from him, and it goes, "Why on this God's green earth would you actually buy this thing?" Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's a damn fine ship. Well, yeah, I mean, the real reason was I bought it because it's part of the upgrade path. But it is a damn fine ship. Well, let's go through the reasons why I actually like this ship. Firstly, this is a starter ship for those that want to do the cargo hauling career path, and when it comes in as a starter ship with 64 SCUs of cargo space, that's nothing to be sniffed at. Now, you're right, you can't use this for anything else. I mean, it flies poorly, it flies pathetically in atmosphere, it doesn't turn worth a damn. It only has 2 size 1 cannons on the front and can hardly do any damage, so you can't use it in a fight, it doesn't turn very well, and you can't really use it all that well in atmosphere. But it can transport a fair old amount of cargo. Now, as I said, when you're comparing it up to like the kings of cargo, such as like the Caterpillar or the C2, yeah, it doesn't come close. But for someone who's just starting out, I had a little try of this, and I've tried doing a couple of runs, taking it from point A to point B, not doing anything else. And yeah, I mean, I could earn like between like 5 and 10 grand just doing basic hauling of going from one place to another. And if that's all that you want to do, if that is your chosen career path, then yes, it's good. It will allow you to get into that career path and start making money. You do need a little bit of capital to go with, but there are other ways that you can get some money to start off with your capital. But once you've got that capital and then you start using this, you can actually do well. Now, another thing I wanted to point out was the unique design of this. This is one of the ships where, with the internal doors, will not open automatically all the time. You do need to use the buttons to actually open up. I don't really like that factor, but I'm guessing that I would probably, it may be that I was just like glitching out and it just wasn't opening up for me, but I found it was quite annoying. Whenever I wanted to go from one section to the other, I had to press the open button on each door, and the actual exit door I had to open up the exit hatch first and then F click on the actual door to get the exit spaceship animation. So that could be worked on a little bit. However, the rest of the design, I want to talk about some of the decent designs. And one of the things that I did quite like was the bed. I think the bed was actually quite a good way of looking at it, because the bed is designed as an escape pod. And it gives you no room for interpretation of that. It does have escape pod written on the bed, so that you know that the bed can be used as a escape pod. The bed also comes with several playable buttons inside there, so that you can play around with the lights, and also a screen on there so you can actually monitor what's going on, especially as it turns into an escape pod. And if you look on the outside, which I thought was a nice little feature, that where the bed is on the side of the ship, it is has got a nice large panel that says beware of this access, this is the escape pod here, so escape access here, or something like that. But yeah, I thought that was quite cool, because it's not on the other side, it is only on that side that it shows you that the escape pod is used, and it comes out here. Now you do have like your standard amenities in there, such like a kitchen sink and a fridge to store your beers, because you got to have a place to store your beers, of course. So, not sponsored. Yeah, you got to have a place to store your beers and your food and your water and such. And yeah, and also out back, it's got a nice little area to shower, S&S, something can shower, so which is makes this place like a nice little tiny Winnebago home in space. You are a truck driver, and this is your little home as it goes backwards and forwards. And I kind of like the design of how it makes you feel as a space trucker of, well, like I say, Winnebago. That's pretty much the ideal. You go out, you got your own little living area in there, but at the same time, you know, you're currently hauling like 64 SCUs of cargo throughout space. So living and hauling. But yeah, I do kind of like the design. I do like the hauling. I do like the way things have been designed in here. Yes, it's not for everyone. It is only for those that want to do the cargo hauling career path. Not really for anything else. In saying that, I do see another future for this ship, because someone asked me, why would you put your cargo on the outside of the ship? And the reason that the cargo is on the outside of the ship is for ease of access. For when the cargo refactor comes into play, which is going to be right around the corner, you're going to need to be able to move the cargo from the ship to the other location. Such as, let's say that you've got a big whole sea up in space that's got millions of SCUs, or however hundreds of thousands of SCUs that it's got, and you want to ship all loads of cargo from like the planet's surface and such, you're going to need to be able to detach and move. No going through the internal superstructure of a ship. It's already out on the outside, so that you can get access to it easily and move it to where it needs to be, whether it be the off ramp into the loading bay, and so that you can sell it, or if you're going to move it to another ship like a C2 for long distance hauling and protection. But yeah, it is there. Speaking of long distance hauling, this was another fun fact for this ship. This ship is considered a small ship, small enough to fit inside the back of a C2. In fact, just the other day I was carrying the carrying it in my C2 to go from one place to another so I can fit in a proper drive in there. And you know what drive I fit in there? It was the VK00, which is the fastest drive in the universe at the moment. It is a class 1 military grade A drive, and it will get you there as fast as possible. And this ship is a long distance ship. It has the fuel tanks to run around Stanton several times over. This ship has got a fuel tank of exactly 10,000 units of fuel. And to go from one side of Stanton to the other only took me 1,500. I mean, just going from one planet to another, that was 1,000. 1,000. So you could go around Stanton at least 5 times before, well, between 5 to 10 times before you even need to think about refueling. So yeah, this is going to be another ship that you can use with a military drive to get somewhere fast, and will be able to take you from one end of Stanton to the other end of Pyro and through Nix at the same, making a detour through Nix just for the sheer fun of it, and we'll still have fuel left over. How is that? I don't think there's any other ships out there that can hold the VK00 drive and will have that much fuel in there. I mean, because pretty much all other ships are basically snub fighters or small, short-range ships. And yeah, if you fit a VK ship engine in one of those, they won't be able to get from. You won't be able to get from Crusader to Microtech because it's just too far. But this runs rings around it. But that's all I got to say for the Hull A for now. One I do recommend if you're thinking of taking up the career path of space trucking and want to get started in that career path. Yes, have a look at that. But I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've done in creating this. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you guys out there.